Good evening. Welcome. We're at Ozarks Living Online, and you're joining us from the Collect Cheese Sales Homestead. Well, you're not, but that's where I'm joining you from. So either way, thank you for joining us. It is a day that I have looked forward to for some time, and that is time to finally up-pot our peppers. They have had a hard go of it, and their tomato friends have long been potted up, most of them anyway, and some of them have been hardened off and even enjoyed a couple of evenings outside. So before I lose any more of these little guys from being in this small container, we're going to do some up-potting this evening and have a little visit. So welcome. So much has happened in the last couple of weeks since we sat down and really had a chat that I don't even really know where to start other than with where we are right now. It has been a crazy couple of weeks, both in my personal and my professional life. And my husband has been completing his onboarding and training with the railroad. So he's been very, very busy and on a grand adventure, but one that's obviously not easy or everyone would do it. So we've been adjusting to that set of changes, as well as Mother's Day, of course, has just come and gone. And that was a difficult day for both my husband and I, because neither one of us were able to be with our moms or with our mother-in-laws. So that was a little bit difficult, but it was a huge blessing to have our son home for the weekend. He was a hero in the very definition of the word, and helped us finish getting at least the main outside structure of our fence completed here on the homestead so that our animals can be secure. And that is a huge relief for all of us. So huge shout out and thanks to my son for being awesome and helping me out with that big project for Mother's Day. I really, really appreciate it. I'm sure until he's grown and doing his own thing, he won't appreciate how much I appreciate it, but that's okay. Let's see. The day of was traveling back and forth, but we did have a nice family lunch together whenever we met his dad for our custody exchange. So that was a blessing. And my sweet Joey, he pretty much every day the week leading up to Mother's Day, he tried so hard to do some little something. Every day I either had a sweet note in my lunch pail, or I found a note that had been left for me somewhere. He got me this garden gnome, which he's naked. That's why he's not outside yet. But when we got married, I wanted to put gnomes on our cake, and I told him I'm just a dirty little garden gnome. So it's sweet that he got me that. And then the other day we had to stop at the dollar store for more solo cups for up-potting, and he found another one and snuck it into the cart. It says welcome. Too cute. Let's see, what else did he do? He made sure, brought home chocolate one day. One of our favorite snacks is once a week to get chips and salsa or chips and dip. And one night I came home and found that. Let me see. I know I'm forgetting something. I don't know what it is, but he was super, super sweet and tried so hard to make the observance of Mother's Day special, and I really appreciate it. So it didn't make it any less hard not having Mom, but it did bring a smile to my face, and I enjoyed my snacks. So there's that. Let's see. We got an invitation to my nephew's birthday party. That's going to be held kind of on the river or on the lake in Eastern Oklahoma. I believe next weekend, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see what else. Oh, I don't know. It's been insane. Lots of things going on. Oh, my son is getting ready to go to his first prom, which is cool. I didn't know it was time for that just yet, and honestly, I didn't know if I would be ready, but here we are. So that's awesome. The baby or kid goats have been doing amazing. They are both strong and active. We're supplementing with some bottles, but mom is letting them nurse, so they're predominantly dame raised. But if I look at them and they look even the slightest bit like they're not just sparkly and happy and robust and rambunctious and bellies aren't, full, then we will make them bottles and augment. Every few days we're still stripping out mom, make sure that everything's good there, since she had such a difficulty with the pregnancy, with the delivery, and then of course with the problems with her bag. So trying to be super careful there. Let's see what else. So many things in such a short period of time. We got the fence up. We've had 2 plant sales, and both of those were a success. We sold a lot of our babies, which is why I'm now able to uppot some of the other ones, because I now have good empty pots for the next stage of things. And all of the plants that I had in the grow room are now outside hardening off. So since that's the case, I can fill it back up again with the plants that we are uppotting. That's tonight's activities. So today when I got home from work, even though it was cold and wet and overcast, I made sure to get out in the garden and get some work done. I got some stuff set out in both the vegetable garden and in a flower garden. Let's see, what did we get in the ground? We got some broccoli that's been in pots that was ready to go in the ground, set out. We got some beans that were started in pots that were ready to go out, set out. I had a lone stray eggplant, and I planted that with you guys. Let's see, what else did we plant today? I think I had a couple more cabbages that I missed when I set them out the first time. Maybe they just weren't ready, and yeah, I held them back for a little while. That's out. And then I've got some more sweet peas to set out, but I'm waiting to see how the ones that I've already set out, how they do. I set them out right before heavy rain, and they look pretty peaked, but we haven't had a day of sunshine since then, so I'm hoping after a day or 2 of sunshine that they will go ahead and take off. If they don't, I do have another round of sweet peas that I potted up that are ready to go out, so that's fine. It'll be good either way. Let's see. We had dug up some canna lilies that volunteered in the vegetable garden last year, and I'm usually a big fan of letting volunteers stay if it's at least the right kind of volunteers, but I didn't want canna lilies taking over in the vegetable garden, so we had actually pulled them up and we wintered them in the grow room in a container. And I set out a bunch of those the other night after our friend's birthday party. Oh yeah, so we went to town, like with people in public, and went to one of our friends and his wife. It was his 45th birthday, and they're good friends of ours and then we're in our wedding, and we talked about it and agreed that even though we did have lots of things that we should probably do on the homestead, etc., that our friends were there to support us whenever we had something big going on in our life, and therefore we felt like the right thing to do was to be there to support our friends for theirs as well. So we went to town and we listened to live music and celebrated their birthday with them. Let's see. My son went to a bonfire, which is pretty cool because he hasn't lived here since last school year, and it's good to know that he still has friends with other kids in the community and wants to interact with them. So that's awesome. It's like he tells me all the time, Mom, I have 2 homes. I'm glad that he feels that way and makes time to spend with his friends here in this community, as well as the ones that he has where he lives with his father. Let's see. What else? We got more ducks. We didn't need more ducklings, but my sister-in-law said she wanted a dozen ducks. So since I didn't have a dozen hatched out, I've sold dozens of duck eggs, but since I don't have a dozen hatched out, one of the local ladies here in the Prairie Grove community had ducklings of a good variety that were available for sale, and so I picked up some of hers to raise out in the brooder until my sister-in-law comes for her plants and her ducks. So hopefully that will be this week or next week at the very outside, and we'll just have to stay up to date with how that goes. What other adventures have we had on homestead? Oh, the first night that it got really cold, even though we had a heat lamp on the brooder in the grow room, it got a little too chilly for the birds, and we lost several of our rare breed chicks. I knew it was a possibility. I was hoping that we would get lucky since that room, all the windows were closed, you know, that kind of thing. But it was just a little too cool. So we went ahead, since it's been pretty chilly of the evening at night, and put a space heater in there with them far away from their brooder to where it keeps the room warm, but it won't fall down and hurt the birds or anything like that. So we're down a few birds, but that's okay. You expect losses anytime that you're raising out new ones. Let's see. I'm going to share with you the types of peppers that I've had here, because as you can see, it takes a little while to up pot, and I'm not going to stay on here with you guys for hours and hours to up pot. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to share with you the types and varieties that I have that I sowed, and then also the ones that came up, so that you know what types of pepper varieties that we chose to grow for this season. And if I remember correctly, did I save those? I did. I thought ahead and I saved them. So here we go. First is the golden Marconi sweet pepper. This seed we got from Botanical Interest, and it is a classic Italian that gets 6 to 10 inches long, 3 inches wide, starts out green, ripens to yellow, and becomes extremely sweet. Those are still tiny, but so far we're good to go with those. Next, we did a, let's see, red cherry. Let me find the right package for you guys, so we're on the same page. Apologize. Alright, so this is a red cherry sweet pepper. It's also from Botanical Interest, and this one is great because it's a small pepper. It's a small pepper that's good in salads. It's good stuff for appetizers. It's great for canning and pickling. And of course, it can be eaten green or when it ripens to a brilliant red. So that is the second variety that we chose. The third is your traditional sweet banana pepper. This also we got from Botanical Interest. This, if you're not aware, is this specific variety is an heirloom. It's Hungarian, and it's good for pickling. It grows very long, bright yellow, and has thick walls. It's also great for snacks, using on the grill, and if you leave it on the plant long enough, it will turn an orange-red color as well. So there's that one. And then the next one is the Golden Cow Wonder Sweet Pepper. This is great for stuffing. It's good with eggs. Starts out green and then it ripens to a starburst yellow with a blush of orange. And of course, it's more like your traditional yellow bell. Then we have our Pimento Sweet Pepper. This one is from M.I. Gardner, and this variety is a mild pimento pepper, but it produces high yields of 4-inch long, 2-inch wide, heart-shaped fruits, which are good for salads, garnishes, and are good for canning. And I like the fact that they're red hearts. Next, we have the Chocolate Beauty Sweet Pepper, which is also like a bell pepper. This one is also from M.I. Gardner, and I won't lie, this one is a beautiful pepper that ripens to a beautiful chocolate brown, and that is why I chose this specific variety. We don't have high germination on that one, so I'm going to have to baby the few that I did get on that specific kind. And why I didn't get good germination, I don't know. I only got 15 count seeds, so I don't know. Next, we have the Big Red Sweet, which is also like a big red bell pepper. It has high yields. It is a scarlet red. And this one is also from M.I. Gardner. That one, we had really great germination. The plants are up and they're beautiful. Super excited about that one. I did a Diablo Pepper, and the seeds, unfortunately, that I had were relatively old. I think they were about 4 years old, and I got 0 germination on that one, so no go. However, my Thai hot pepper, which is a beautiful pepper, we've got about, I'd say 40% germination on these. They came up faster than the other ones, and I think they were on the heat mat for too long. Anyway, this one it has a very distinct flavor, and if you like stir fry and Asian dishes, it's a great choice. The plants are compact, but because of it, they're great for like container gardening and things like that, but they don't get huge, but they're more like a shrub, and they produce a lot of small peppers, which these are supposed to be kind of like an orange, so I'm looking forward to that. Then we have the Habanada Sweet Pepper. It, just like the Thai Hot, is from Botanical Interest. We really like this pepper. It gets 2 to 3 inches long, and it goes from a green to a bright orange, and they're really good whenever they're roasted. The Habanadas are. And they're also good if you mix them with hotter pepper so that you get the pepper flavor, but without it being too hot. And then in addition to that, we did the Tabasco Hot Pepper. I was really looking forward to this one, and I have 5 of the puniest looking plants. And I think it's because it was on the edge of my seed tray, but my golden Marconi was on the other end and it did fine, so I don't know. And again, I only had 15 seeds with this one, so I'm worried that I'm not going to have many of these this year. But that's okay. There's always next year. And these that I've already potted up, these are your Hungarian yellow wax sweet pepper, which I have people tell me a lot that the seeds that I grow and the plants that I grow are not the normal ones because they're not the ones that Bonnie makes that you can go and get at like your local hardware store or whatever. This, on the other hand, is more of one of those traditional peppers. It makes a creamy yellow color that looks like a banana wax pepper, but it has a thick flesh and has a sweet flavor, but it's hot, so it goes from moderate to warm, and the color will change to an orange red, and the heat increase if you wait too long, but they're still good to eat. So this is just a good general purpose pepper. You can use it for just about anything, including pickling or canning. So looks like we ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we got almost 100% germination on those peppers. But anyway, I could sit and talk to you about varieties and places to get your seeds and all of that all day long. But what I will do instead is I will thank you for spending a little bit of time with me here on the homestead. And we hope that you stay safe, and we pray that you stay blessed as well. Until next time.